Super Lap Battle 2022 recap.
I managed to take third place in enthusiast class with just 4 hot laps.
For starters, 2 or 3 days before the event, I switched over from my E85 tune to my 93 tune. I also found out that same day that you can run 100 octane. 100 octane also is 10% ethanol. So, like I said, just a couple days before the event, I drain out all the 85 and I switch over to the 93 and fill it up with 93. And also in the process, I topped it off with some octane booster. The car was running absolutely terrible.
My air to fuel ratio was pinged at 10 the entire time.
Meaning it was running really rich. It was dumping more fuel than air.
Since I was already leaving for the event, I had planned on getting the tune adjusted at the end of day 1, and I would just deal with it running rich for the time being.
But let's talk about the few things that did go right and went pretty well.
The custom front splitter I built with the Professional Awesome quick disconnect mounts and the Professional Awesome wads worked absolutely perfect. Also part of the front splitter package, we got the 9 Lives Racing side mount splitter cable rod combo.
It was really easy to uninstall, take off, and drop the splitter to load it onto the trailer. The brake upgrades worked amazing as well. We got 2-piece rotors, titanium shims, WinMax pads, some Castrol SRF fluid, and some 2-inch brake ducts and ducting. I had so much confidence in the brakes this year compared to last year in the Subaru. Last year in the Subaru, I came down the back straight at 155, and I go to hit the brake pedal after a lap or two, and they were just completely gone. And I blew the corner.
This year I only topped about 135 because of all the AFR issues breaking up and pulling timing from the motor. But the brakes felt like the best brakes I've ever had. I actually don't think I was using them to their full ability just yet.
If you want to see all the brake upgrades I did, check out this video right here.
I also was testing and data logging my new catch can design, and it was working absolutely flawlessly. As you can see here on my crankcase pressure gauge, I'm actually pulling vacuum under full boost, and I'm making a good 32 pounds on this car.
One full 20-minute session at COTA, we only got about 3 to 4 ounces of blow-by compared to almost a full can being filled up before.
Moment of truth, I'm gonna pull off the turbo inlet. If it is completely dry, oh my God, it looks dry. The turbo inlet's completely fucking dry.
I'll go into full detail about my catch can setup in a separate video. Even with the AFR being pinged at 10 the entire session,
I still managed to hit my PB of a 235, so let's check out one lap around Circuit of the Americas for me. So with the 4 hot laps that I have completed, I was sitting in second place by the end of day 1.
But now it's time to talk about the bad. Unfortunately, we didn't make it past session 2. And honestly, it's all my fault. And I had thought I was going for a cooldown lap. Well, later on when I go back and look at the GoPro footage, it doesn't look like Bailey's going for a cooldown. It looks like Bailey's going for his 3rd hot lap in a row, going full tilt. So going for that 3rd hot lap was an absolute terrible idea, and my oil pressure skyrocketed to 260. I caught it a little bit too late, and then so I started to cool down and turn on the heater core and did all that stuff, but on the cool down, the oil temperature hit 280, and I had some oil starvation and hurt the bearing.
Thankfully though, the bearings didn't overlap, and so the bearings were just eating themselves a little bit, so the journals on this block are completely fine and it is good to go.
I've already been dying to go 2.2 liter stroker anyway since I was on a stock 2.0 liter. So in session 1 or 2 on the second day, one of the other drivers had bumped me from second place to third place.
The anxiety was killing me, watching all the other drivers around me improve their time, watching them chip away at my current podium stand.
And on the third session of the second day, Thomas Thompson knocked me from third to fourth. He was last year's Super Lap Battle winner with a 2:30, but he was having a bunch of mechanical issues as well. Well, in that third session on the second day, he was able to complete about 90% of a lap and bump me off a podium by like 0.3.
That same session though, someone had lost their motor and done a massive oiling down the track.
It took a good hour and a half, 2 hours to clean up that whole situation. And that entire time, the stats were not being updated. It was still showing me in third, but I saw Thomas Thompson's better lap time than me that I knew was gonna bump. And once they got it all cleaned up and sent them out for session 4, I got bumped off a podium. I was super fucking bummed.
I already had all my gear and loaded up in the trailer ready to go. I was just waiting for that official bump off the podium.
So me and my media guy, Tanner, we head off to San Antonio from Austin and go get us some delicious burritos. So mind you, we're about an hour away from the event and we're sitting down and I'm killing this California burrito. It's delicious. It's easing my woes. And I get a call from Tony Surska on Messenger and he's like, hey man, where you at? And I'm like, oh, what do you mean? I'm gone. I've already left the event. He's like, you got third. Me absolutely baffled. I'm like, what the fuck do you mean I got third?
And he tells me the current first place winner got disqualified for the entire weekend during the last session, the Super Lap Battle Shootout session. Apparently he was running a front splitter as well, but his air dam was a shit ton of duct tape, and you're only allowed a 3-inch splitter in enthusiast class.
Tony had seen this ass ton of duct tape as the air down on the splitter, and he made him pull it back and then measured the splitter, and the splitter was more than 3 inches, like 5-6 inches, making all of his lap times through the entire weekend null and void since he had an illegal splitter. Now, of course, was I absolutely thrilled to get third? Yes, but I did not want a podium on a technicality. His car was running absolutely great, and he had probably a good 5 seconds on me with my Evo having the issues it was having.
I worked my ass off for the last year getting the Evo ready for Super Lap Battle and was just disappointed I didn't hit the lap times I did because I was having the fueling issues. So I didn't want to get a podium on a technicality.
What can I say? I'll take it. I'm just going to build it back better and stronger for next year.
I have a good block that I'm going to build to a 2.2 liter. I got a 5-speed transmission that I'm going to tear apart and try and build up. And I also have a front transfer case that I'm working on and putting a built diff in it.
So on that note, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see me rebuild the Evo back better and stronger than it was last year, go ahead, subscribe, hit that notification bell for future videos. Y'all have a good one now. Peace.